winning isn't where success starts. It starts the moment you decide to see yourself differently. Most people spend years waiting for confidence to show up. They wait for proof. They wait to be noticed. They wait for permission. And while they wait, life keeps moving forward. Here's what you need to understand. Extraordinary people don't wait until they feel ready. They step into a stronger version of themselves before the world ever notices. Sit with that for a moment. Everyone you admire once stood exactly where you stand now. They carried doubt. They carried fear. They carried uncertainty. They questioned themselves too. What set them apart wasn't more talent or luck. It was a choice to hold themselves to a different standard. The world often teaches people to shrink, to blend in, to play it safe, to keep dreams small, to avoid risk. But greatness has never belonged to those who waited to feel certain. Greatness belongs to those who moved with purpose before they had proof, because success isn't built after confidence arrives. Confidence is built after action begins. Most people have this backward. They say, once I'm successful, I'll act confident. Once life improves, I'll give my best. Once I feel motivated, I'll work harder. But life doesn't work that way. You don't get strong and then train. You train, and strength follows. You don't become successful and then think differently. You think differently, and success follows. That shift changes everything. The moment you raise your standards, your life starts changing from the inside out, because standards shape behavior, and behavior creates results. Once you decide your actions must reflect excellence, something powerful happens. You carry yourself differently, you think differently, you speak differently, you face challenges differently. Suddenly, mediocre habits no longer fit your future. You stop making excuses. You stop tolerating laziness. You stop stalling. You realize your life's quality is tied directly to the quality of your daily choices. Small decisions carry real weight. How you start your morning matters. How you speak matters. How you spend your time matters, because every action is a vote for who you're becoming. Many underestimate daily habits because they seem too small. But remember, your future isn't built by dramatic moments. It's built by repeated actions. One workout won't transform your body. One book won't transform your mind. One hard day won't transform your future. But effort repeated over time changes everything. Consistency is where the real power lives. Now consider what separates average people from exceptional ones. Average people react to life. Exceptional people create it. Average people wait for motivation. Exceptional people build discipline. Average people blame circumstances. Exceptional people take responsibility. Average people ask, "Why is this happening to me?" Exceptional people ask, "What can I learn from this?" The situation can be identical, but mindset determines the outcome. That's one of life's deepest truths. Challenges don't define people. Responses do, because pressure reveals your true standards. When life gets hard, average thinking looks for an exit, a shortcut, an excuse, someone else to blame. But strong people think differently. They understand obstacles aren't roadblocks. They're training grounds. Hard moments aren't punishment. They're preparation, because strength can't develop in comfort. Growth can't happen inside safety. Real transformation lives beyond what's familiar. That's exactly why discomfort matters. Most people avoid it. They run from challenge. They steer clear of anything that risks failure. But growth demands discomfort. Every skill you've ever built required it. Learning to walk meant falling. Learning to speak meant mistakes. Learning anything valuable means struggle. So why should success be any different? The path to a better life was never meant to feel easy every day. Some mornings you won't feel motivated. Some days you'll feel tired. Some days you'll doubt yourself. But discipline continues after the feeling fades, and discipline always beats a passing emotion, because feelings come and go. Standards stay. That's why winners focus less on mood and more on commitment. They understand something powerful. You don't rise to your goals, you fall to your systems. And systems are built through habits. Think about your daily routine. What does it say about your future? Do your habits match the life you want? Do your actions support your dreams? Because desire alone changes nothing. Everyone wants success. Everyone wants happiness. Everyone wants achievement. But wanting and working are different things. Dreaming and doing are different things. Results respect action, not intention. Action. That's where separation happens. Now let's talk about fear, because fear stops more dreams than failure ever will. Fear whispers dangerous things. It says you're not ready. It says wait longer. It says play it safe. It says avoid the risk. And so many people listen. Years pass. Opportunities vanish. Potential goes unused, not from lack of ability, but because people obeyed their fear. But successful people understand something important. Fear isn't a stop sign. It's a signal. Often the things that scare you most hold the growth you need most. Think about that. Your future often hides behind temporary discomfort. The presentation you're afraid to give, the opportunity you're afraid to take, the goal you're afraid to chase, the conversation you're afraid to have. Growth usually lives there, on the far side of uncertainty, on the far side of courage. Because courage was never the absence of fear. Courage means moving despite it. And every time you act despite fear, you build confidence. Every action sends your mind a message. I can handle difficulty. I can survive uncertainty. I am stronger than hesitation. Eventually, those actions shape your identity. You stop hoping for confidence. You become confident because confidence is earned. Now consider this. How do you act when nobody's watching? Because character is built in private, not public. Anyone can perform when observed. Anyone can work hard when praise is guaranteed. Anyone can stay disciplined for a short stretch. But true standards show up in silence. When there's no applause, no recognition, no one keeping score. That's where greatness gets built, behind closed doors, through repeated effort, in ordinary moments, because extraordinary lives are built from ordinary actions done consistently. People often assume success happens suddenly, but what looks sudden is usually years of invisible preparation, years of discipline, years of sacrifice, years of repeated effort. People only see the results. They rarely see the process, but process creates results, always. And if you genuinely want a different future, understand this. You can't keep living by old habits and expect a new life. You can't think like yesterday and build tomorrow. Something has to change, and that change begins with your standards. Raise your standard for your work, raise your standard for your focus, raise your standard for your health, raise your standard for your relationships, raise your standard for your effort, raise your standard for your life, because low standards create a low life, and you were never built for average. You were made with possibility far beyond what you currently see. But potential means nothing without action. Potential without effort becomes regret. Potential without discipline becomes disappointment. Potential without courage becomes a wasted opportunity. So stop waiting. Stop waiting for permission. Stop waiting for confidence. Stop waiting for the perfect moment. Perfect timing doesn't exist. Life rewards movement. Life rewards commitment. Life rewards people who begin before they feel ready, because clarity comes through action, not before it. Remember this. One decision can change everything. One decision to become more disciplined. This is the moment. Not tomorrow, not next week, not when you finally feel ready. Right now, in this breath, this heartbeat. Somewhere inside you, a stronger version of yourself is waiting, watching to see if you'll show up. Every excuse you've made was a door closing on a life you were capable of living. Every delay was time stolen from the person you were meant to become. But today, that ends. Stand up. Shake off the comfort quietly killing your potential. Let your standards rise until mediocrity no longer recognizes you. Let discipline become your heartbeat and courage your language. The world does not remember those who waited for the perfect moment. It bows to those who moved anyway, trembling, unsure, afraid, and unstoppable. You were not born to blend into the crowd of people who almost did something extraordinary. You were built for more. So burn the old version of yourself to the ground and rise from it relentless, unrecognizable, and free. One decision, made right now, can rewrite the rest of your story. Choose it. Own it. Become it. Your future is not coming. You are building it, one fearless choice at a time.